So hello everyone, so as I was saying in my previous video, and hopefully it didn't cut out on me, I was saying that the whole idea that people with neuro issues only exist because, or rather that they should only, that it's important that we carry on existing because eliminating us would impede the collective functioning. That is not a reason to basically, that is not an argument for supporting neurodiverse people. That is not an argument for supporting neurodiverse people. There are other better arguments, but saying that it's all for collective functioning is an absolute load of shit, because I do not exist to benefit the collective whole. That is not my reason for being. That's no one's reason for being. People exist because they have inherent worth as human beings. And it doesn't matter how disabled you are. Even if you're in bed, like literally you can't get out of bed and you're being fed through a tube, you still have inherent worth. It doesn't matter if you're not, it doesn't look like you're providing anything for the group. You still have inherent worth. It doesn't matter. And I just think that's a really disgusting right-wing argument. And we should never go down that route. That's what I was saying. Because I think it's a very Tory argument. And what collective functioning? That needs to be more clearly defined, actually. That seems a very elitist argument in itself. That's problematical. That should be in air quotes. Collective functioning, discuss. What does that mean? He says that the neurodiversity movement could work towards an ecological society that will foster inclusion by constructing cognitive niches to accommodate autistic people. But this is very elitist as well, because like some people just can never ever be accommodated in that way. So the only ones that can be accommodated are those like who are already pretty able in the first place. This is an example of what's called creaming, where you just take those who are already pretty able and like you know, give them, like include them, but of course not everyone can be included. And then saying that the only reason you want us to value it is because some people are so able that they can support, that they're good for collective functioning, kind of by implicit definition actually ends up erasing and excluding people who can never work and stuff like that. So I find that a really disgusting argument and makes me feel quite angry and pissed off. Yeah, I just don't like these arguments. I think they're quite disgusting. It should, the way, what I'm trying to say is that like a socialist society is all about supporting everyone regardless of what value they bring to your collectivity. Because as soon as you argue that someone's worth is only valuable because of what they bring to your group, you're going down a very right-wing fascist path. And surely socialism is all about getting rid of that line of reasoning, because what is socialism other than that as well? I don't know. That's what, to my mind, that's what socialism is about. It's about valuing everyone regardless of what they bring to society. That's what socialism is, isn't it? But people don't have to prove themselves, they just have value because they exist, and that's good enough. Yeah. Getting out of that capitalist competitive mindset, that's what socialism is about, surely. He says, for humanity to flourish, we need to support divergence. So, for humanity to flourish, don't you need to just support divergent people because you need to support them? Why do you need to actually justify it? Like, supporting them is reason enough. Why do you need to say it's just because humanity flourishing? Why is that the argument? It doesn't need a justification. He says, divergence is part of what constituted healthy neurofunctioning. So he sees divergence as healthy, part of what constitutes healthy neurofunctioning, in contrast to Galton, who saw people as being abnormal and that they needed to be pushed towards the norm. The thing is, though, you can disagree with Galton, the kind of way in which people are kind of pressured and pushed towards the norm in a very kind of oppressive way. You can resist that, and you can say that actually, you know, you should like support them and work with their neurology, not trying to fight against it when that would end up being toxic and cause them pain. You can go against Galton, without having to argue that these conditions represent healthy neurofunctioning. Because ultimately, I don't want to be autistic, and I should be allowed to say that, and I can't stand this toxic positivity. To me, this toxic positivity is equally controlling and pathologising, because it's basically saying that this is what autism is. But surely they shouldn't be coming at it from this top-down perspective. They shouldn't be moralising like that. They should let each person decide for themselves how autism affects them. They shouldn't be saying this is how it is for everyone. That is just wrong. And that's my problem with the neurodiversity movement as well. I find it quite oppressive. Because ironically, they actually end up pathologising people like me. Because like, I once had this psychologist who went, someone not better, not worse, it's just different. And when I tried to tell her that actually for me it was a disorder, she basically then told me effectively I was thinking wrong and that maybe I needed to go and think about it a bit more. I should have ended it then because that was actually really toxic. So actually some of these neurodiversity people actually end up pathologising people. Because to me, pathologising is all about trying to tell people what's what and like trying to control how they see themselves. That to me is pathologising. Like ultimately, it's not a psychologist's job to impose or force their view on someone. That's very top down. Surely any politics or liberation should really be about understanding a plethora of different perspectives. Plethora, that's a word, of different perspectives, and accepting that for some people it actually is a disorder and not trying to tell them it isn't. And if someone wants treatment, that's their personal business. And they shouldn't have that choice removed from them. Okay. I'm going to stop now, and I'm actually going to come back to this next week, so do let me know, or not next week, maybe tomorrow, but do let me know what you think. So, thank you for watching.